Hey everybody, and salam alaikum. So I want to go over a little bit more about who is Allah. You know, we're trying to do more videos here about the foundations of Islam, and I think that for non-Muslims and new Muslims, getting to know who Allah is very important. I'm going to be starting off with a name that's not super common. I mean, it is because it's in one of the first chapters of the Quran that a new Muslim will learn, but it's not one that we really call on Allah so much as. You know, there's Ar-Rahman, there's Ar-Rahim, there's many other names that we call Allah besides Allah. But the name that I want to go over today is As-Samad. This is in the 112th chapter of the Quran, Surah Al-Ikhlas. I recited it earlier in my videos. The verse goes as, well, the chapter starts off with A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Say, Allah is one. Allahu samad. Allah, the sustainer, needed by all. As-Samad means that Allah is not in need of anything, but everything is in need of Him. So what does this really mean? This means that nothing in this world would exist without Him, but He is the necessary being. There's an argument in debate and logic that we have to have a necessary being, that we cannot just have come from nothing. So As-Samad is that, in a sense, that Allah is the sustainer of everything, of all of the world, of all people, that keeps your heart beating, keeps you breathing while you're sleeping. But He is not needed. He does not need anything. Everything is in need of Him. This is crucial to understand, because in some aspects of other faiths, you see flaws in God, and you see that God needs things, whereas in Islam, God is known that He doesn't need anything. He created humanity, and we are completely in need of Him, but He is not in need of us. So that is crucial for understanding. So diving into this a little bit deeper, I want to talk about some of the fallacies that you'll hear when you get into debates with atheists, especially, that why does there even need to be a creator? Why could the universe not just create itself? Well, we have an argument against that, really, that it's similar, it's akin to saying that a mother gave birth to herself. The universe cannot just create itself. And the argument you always hear is, why not? Particles should have just, happened. Well, they needed to have a necessary being to make those particles turn into the universe and the world and the humans that we see today. We have a necessary being. There cannot be the universe was created because there was a universe before that, because there was a universe before that, or we can't have this question of, if we were created by our parents, then who were our parents created by? Their parents and their parents and their parents and their parents. And then we go all the way back to, okay, God created them. Well, who created God? Well, another God created God, and another God created God. This is the fallacy of infinite regression, meaning that if we did not have a necessary being, nothing would actually have started. You have to have a necessary being. You cannot have infinite regression, because if you have infinite regression, nothing would have existed in the first place. I ask you to go look into this more and do more research on the fallacy of infinite regression, because it's very fascinating. But it kind of destroys the argument of atheism that the world just came into being. It doesn't make any logical sense that the world came into being all on its own. There is complete evidence when you look around the world, that I talked about in my last video, that we have a creator. But sometimes people are going to argue and get in your head and kind of make you think and question your beliefs. And don't let them do that, because we have the proof, we have the truth of Islam, we cannot have this infinite regression. It makes no logical sense, because you cannot infinitely go back, otherwise you would have nothing. It's kind of like asking, how do you know X, Y, and Z? You say, because of evidence. And then the person asks you, okay, well, what is that evidence based off of? More evidence. Well, what is that evidence based off of? More evidence. You never actually get down to the point and figure out what evidence the person is actually talking about. You just have this infinite regression of, because I said so, because I said so, because I said so. That doesn't work with the Creator. So a Samad is the sustainer needed by all. This is one of the names of Allah. We have something called the 99 names of Allah. I don't know if I'll ever be able to cover all of those, but a Samad is one that has always fascinated me, because it really encapsulates the idea and the truthfulness behind us needing Allah. We need Him. We cannot survive without Him. We are completely dependent upon Him. But He does not need us. And that's not to sound cruel, and that's not to sound evil, but it is to show His holiness and that He is the creator of everything. The Creator doesn't need anything from anybody. That would be below Him to need something from you, because by definition, God is all-knowing, all-powerful, almighty. These things are His character. These things are the way that we understand who He is. So we cannot have a sense of God that He is in need of things. It doesn't make sense. So a Samad is a very, very interesting word, name, topic all on its own. And I ask that you go and look into, like I said, the fallacy of infinite regression, because it's used in debate plenty of times. And honestly, it's like atheism can't stand up to that. You know, they just keep saying, well, why not? Why can't the universe just have created itself? It doesn't logically make sense. So ask you again, research Islam, take a look into it, go to your local mosque, ask an imam, send me a DM, I'll give you a free Quran. You can go to yislam.org and order a Quran. Ramadan is coming up in February. It's going to be a great time to go and visit the masjid, enjoy some of the activities, see the prayer and everything. My Muslim brothers and sisters out there, prepare for Ramadan, because it's coming up quicker than we know it. So, try to start doing more good, staying away from some of the sins that we've been committing. And I say this for myself as a reminder first before anybody else. So may Allah forgive me if I have said anything that is wrong, that comes from shaitan. And may Allah bless all of you. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Until the next one. Peace.